Citizens Awareness Against Corruption and Social Crisis Initiative, Kakazvi, call for the removal of Mr. Mohammed Nami, Chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS. This call became necessary because Mr. Mohammed Nami lacks the integrity and competence to head a sensitive and all-important organization such as FIRS. We are also calling on all anti-graft agencies, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Code of Conduct Bureau, to expedite action on our petition in order to bring the FIRS boss and his collaborators to book. A typical developing economy collects just 15% of GDP as in taxes, compared with the 40% collected by a typical advanced economy. The ability to collect taxes is central to a country's capacity to finance social services such as health and education, critical infrastructure such as electricity, roads, and other public amenities. Considering the vast need of populous and developing countries like Nigeria, this low level of tax collection is putting economic development at risk. Our position is not in any way different from President Muhammadu Buhari's statement during budget presentation that the problem with Nigerian economy is not because of the country's debt profile, but it is due to low revenue generation. This was also corroborated by the Minister of Finance during our press briefing on the 2022 budget. If the President and the Minister have confirmed that the country has problem with revenue generation, then it is pertinent to beam searchlight on activities of our revenue generating agencies. The current activities of FRS did not suggest that things will get better in the area of revenue generation. There is glaring proof that the executive chairman of FIRS lacks the competence and integrity to move the agency forward. This is because Mr. Mohammed Nami has never worked in any government formation, and so he finds it difficult to manage the huge human resources in FIRS. The mismanagement of personnel has brought about industrial disharmony between management and members of staff, and of course, resulting in low productivity. Nami's stint at the helm of affairs of FIRS is characterized by contract racketing and contract price inflation, award of contract for the production of souvenir for sensitization and awareness for the sum of 1.7 billion naira, contrary to the extant federal government circular to that effect. Meanwhile, there was no sensitization, awareness, or engagement with the taxpayers as claimed by FIRS management. He awarded contract for the purchase of Xerox laptops at the exorbitant rate of 900,000 naira per unit. Imagine, we all use laptop and we know what price we buy our laptops. Award of contract for purchase of Toyota Hiace buses at the rate of 14 million naira per unit. Meanwhile, old vehicles were purchased and refurbished. Award of contract for document printing for the sum of 3 billion naira within the period the management claimed to be transiting to office document automation. Award of contract for the purchase of Toyota Prado Jeep for the sum of 52 million naira per unit. Award of contract for the purchase of office pen at 1,900 naira and 2,500 naira per unit within the same period for the same kind of pen. Flying chartered plane to countries like UAE and Rwanda, contrary to the provision of human resources policy and process of the service that stipulate that chairman shall travel on business class. Award of contract for office furnitures that were never supplied, award of contract for the purchase of black and white printer for the sum of 140,000 naira per unit, illegal recruitment of 2,000 staff without recourse to fair character principles. All these and many more are the atrocities going on in FIRC. If the president must achieve his aim of leaving a legacy in the area of infrastructural development, then he must prioritize tax as a major source of economic drive. That can only be achieved if the National Revenue Generating Agency key into the president's plans and policies. Having the likes of Mr. Mohammed Nami at the helm of affairs of FIRC will leave the administration with the same revenue burden. On this basis, we are calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to wield the big stick by removing Mr. Mohammed Nami as the chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRC, for a competent hand to come in and clear the mess already created.